Welcome back. The governor of Bayelsa State, Seriake Dixon, has asked Nigeria's political class to stop using national institutions to serve their personal political aspirations and those of their allies. Ahead of the January 9th supplementary election in the state, the governor also has a word of advice for the country's law enforcement agencies, saying they should stop meddling in partisan politics. The governor gave this challenge while addressing a press conference at the banquet hall, Government House in Yenagoa, the state capital.
I have records from INEC showing that units numbering about 101 will go for elections. And of this, 9 units in the Kiremo community will also have repeat elections. But you need to know why those votes were cancelled. Those votes were cancelled after elections because the minister sent thugs to attack the collation center, put off the community generator, stormed the collation center, took away the original ward result sheets, and thereby prevented the collation officers from completing their collation. And the collation officers now turn to say, well, we're not seeing the original, and so those wards, we can't do collation. And even on the summary that I have, the reasons for the cancellation written against every unit, in every ward and in every local government area. If you look at the one for a Kiremo community, it said, October, that is the minister's ward, it's minister's unit. And the reason for the cancellation is snatching of results at the collation center. These are the people on the other side.
Bayelsa State Governor Seriake Dixon. In Ogun State, Governor Ibikunle Amosun has reiterated his administration's determination to continue to develop agriculture to improve the socio-economic life of the people. He made the pledge during his first media chat for the year 2016, which held at the state-owned television OGTV, where he explained some of the policies of his administration. The governor also used the medium to debunk rumor that the government has concessioned some of the newly built model schools to private operators.
It's a new year and time to bring the people along on the journey and explain plans for economic growth and progress of the state. Agricultural development takes center stage, especially at a time when governments are looking for alternatives to dwindling federal allocations.
Wherever we grow, we must process. Whatever we process, we must market once it's ready. So there will be a lot of things, a lot of added value, even the packaging, the presentation, the selling of the thing, everybody will be involved. And once that is done, we will attract all these investors, industrialists, entrepreneurs to come and assist us with developing Ogun State.
Governor Ibikunle Amosun highlights some of the projects penciled down for commissioning to mark the 40th anniversary of the creation of Ogun State, and downplayed insinuations that some of the model schools built across the 3 senatorial districts of the state may have been concessioned.
People are coming. We are even begging them to say, please come and do this for us. They are doing vocational training. The Germans are coming, taking one school. You will see what they will do there. Because they've seen the quality of what we did. They said they are just bringing their team to come and train our people, and they'll be with us for 3 years. So, is that what the people call concessioning? So, they don't understand it, but of course, like I said, you can't give what you don't have. And that is why we want them to come. They are coming in now. Those schools, it will be free. We will do free education for primary and secondary school. We cannot do free education at the tertiary level. No, we cannot.
On some of the challenges facing the states in the area of security, the governor appeals to stakeholders to continue to support the government in flushing out crime. He also pledged his administration's commitment to more infrastructural development of the state.
Let's get more now from the world of business with Imana Amawe.
You first. First Bank.
Good evening and welcome to Business News. Lagos State Governor Mr. Akinwumi Ambode today signed the 2016 appropriation bill of 662.6 billion naira into law with a promise that the budget would be faithfully implemented. Governor Ambode says the 2016 budget will enable his administration focus on present challenges of security, transport and traffic management, physical and social infrastructure development, as well as job creation.
It's the first working day in the new year. Governor Akinwumi Ambode is joined by his deputy, Mrs. Oluronti Adebule. Members of the State Executive Council, state and federal lawmakers are the instance of signing into law the 2016 appropriation bill. It is tagged the people's budget, and Governor Ambode promises judicious implementation of the budget.
We recognize that this period is very challenging, considering the dwindling federal allocations due to falling crude oil prices. However, ours is a budget that will be driven by internally generated revenue. Consequently, I appeal to all taxpayers to fulfill their civic obligations as we promise to leave no stone unturned in delivering value for every kobo spent.
The expenditure breakdown shows roads and other infrastructure having the highest allocation of 89.9 billion naira, followed by education with 86 billion naira. Transport comes next with 48.9 billion naira, while the health sector gets 46.9 billion naira. Others are environment, having 27 billion naira, housing has 25.3 billion naira, security, law and order 23.5 billion naira. The sum of 17.6 billion naira is for the provision of potable water. Governance is allocated 10.8 billion naira, science and technology 9.6 billion naira, agriculture and food security is allocated 6.8 billion naira. Pensions 6.5 billion naira, ports development 2.3 billion naira, tourism 2.2 billion naira, women affairs 1.8 billion naira, youth and social development 1.4 billion naira. The sum of 25 billion naira is earmarked for the implementation of the State Employment Trust Fund under Wealth and Employment Creation for a period of 4 years.
Our fiscal strategy is to entrench sustainable government expenditure using realistic revenue projections and enhance transparency and accountability in governance.
We make sure that we do quarterly review of the budget at ensuring that every sector is carried along.
2016 is still in its early days, but as the days go by, many Lagosians will look forward to seeing how the budget will be used to turn the electoral promises to the benefit of all.
The Securities and Exchange Commission has released the list of capital market operators that complied with new minimum capital requirements after a verification exercise. In all, 24 CMOs were disqualified for non-compliance to substantiate claims based on queries raised by the audit firms. 16 new CMOs were added on the list, 10 of which were newly registered companies, while 6 operators filed evidence of compliance after the release of a provisional list, which was verified and accepted. Meanwhile, the Direct Cash Settlement Initiative of the Securities and Exchange Commission, in conjunction with the Nigerian Stock Exchange, takes effect today. And the year opened on a bearish note at the Nigerian equities market as major sell-offs on stocks caused a 95 basis point plunge to the all-share index in the first trading day of 2016. Here's Bisi Adebayo with a summary of the day's trading activities.
Hello Hail and welcome to the stock market reports. The first trading day of the year saw equities close south as key indicators dipped by 0.95% on the back of losses recorded by some market movers. The all-share index declined to 28,370.32 with a market capitalization of 9.75 trillion naira. Nestle led Monday's price losers with 3.49% at 830 naira. It's followed by Nigerian Breweries and GlaxoSmithKline, which lost 5% each. It's a different story for Como Oil, CCNN and Zenith Bank as they emerge the session's top 3 price appreciators. Monday's top volume drivers were led by Austin Las with 15.71 million shares. When the closing gong sounded, 98.96 million shares were exchanged by investors valued at 700.51 billion naira in 2,307 deals. And that ends the stock market reports. I am BC Adebayo.
While at the crude oil markets, the prices also started the year lower after data showed Chinese factory activity shrank for a 10th straight month, which prompted a 7% fall on Chinese stock markets and a suspension on trading. Brent was down 5 cents at $37.23 per barrel after touching an intraday high of $38.50. US oil was down 10 cents at $36.94 a barrel. The crude oil market is yet to recover from a 2/3 drop since June 2014 on oversupply as producers, including the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries, Russia and the United States, pump between 0.5 million and 2 million barrels of oil every day in excess of demand. And call it a bearish carnival of sorts, you wouldn't be far from the truth. Major sell-offs on equities at the global exchanges saw the all-share indexes close in red. Take a look. Well, that's our package on Business News tonight. Thank you for watching. I'm Emana Amawe. Amarachi will be back with the rest of the news at 10.
You first. First Bank.
Still ahead of the news at 10, CAF clears Guinea to host international matches after being declared free of the dreaded Ebola virus disease. We'll have that in sports news. Please stay with us.